When a couple starts off and live in a studio apartment, and then that family unit starts to expand with the blessing of children, that studio apartment can no longer meet the needs of the family. And I correlate that to this community. We have grown, and in order to meet the needs of our parishioners and the greater community in general, the expansion project was necessary.
We began by renting space in a Methodist church and then eventually buying our new facility in Glen Cove on Cedar Swamp Road, and then finally in 2005 moving here to this church where we are today. It was definitely vital for us to come to this new church here. The family of our church was growing at such a pace that it was really necessary. And today we're at a point where we're actually outgrowing this facility.
We have an educational program of roughly 250 students. We don't have enough facility to accommodate 250 students, which limits the quality education that we could offer to the children.
Our Greek school is bursting at the seams. Our youth groups are flourishing.
At regular school, we don't really talk about relationships with God. So that's why I love my relationships here with my friends here, because we could talk about that stuff and I feel comfortable.
With over 260 kids in our Greek school, it's like a shoe that doesn't fit. As one of our past presidents said, when your shoe doesn't fit, it gets too small, you have to buy a new shoe. This is what we did. This is not only an expansion because we had nothing better to do, it's a necessity. We have been given the singular privilege in the 46 years of this community to be found at this time in her history, to be the ones that God has brought to consequence this huge expansion project. What a privilege that we have today, alive, us, to be the people that God said, this is the group that will take this community and build it to the next level.
COVID has been a little bit of a setback for us, but more so in terms of timing rather than enthusiasm.
The price of materials and costs escalated our job by about $4 million. However, the dedication, the love, the commitment, the support by the community as a whole never wavered.
At this point, it's vital that the community work together to see this project through to its completion.
We are definitely on an uphill, pushing a huge rock, trying to get it to the top of the hill. There have been many challenges that we've been facing as we move this project forward. And that's why we really need the support of everyone to get this rock to the top of the mountain, because we can't do it alone.
The time is now. The project is moving ahead at a really good pace. Everyone's support is needed.
We're in the final push, and I think that everyone does understand that this is really much more than just a building. This is much more than just classrooms or a fellowship hall or an athletic facility. This is where we want our families to come together, to be together, and to follow Christ together.
This expansion belongs to everyone. It's clearly something that we are hopeful that will serve many, many generations to come. Just like the people who built this church and built this facility that we currently have, none of them built this thinking this is for us. They were saying this is for everyone else. This is for when we're long gone, this is going to be theirs. And that's the beauty of their legacy.